navigate this. In the studio, we have Dr. Justice Youngson. He is the Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association. On Zoom, we have our regular Kwame Sapon Asiedu, currently enjoying December in Ghana. He's left his blue kiosk in England to enjoy winter in Ghana. Kwame, good morning. Good to have you.
Kojo, good morning. Just to correct you, I was in Ghana for 4 days. I'm back in the UK. But
hey, you have evaporated again. Okay.
Yeah. You know I'm a nomad with what I do. So I just came in for work, and I'm back in the UK. But I should be back in Ghana pretty soon in a number of days.
We look forward to it. We also have, of course, Dr. Franklin Asiedu-Bekwin of the Ghana Health Service. And he's, of course, a director there. Doc, it's a pleasure once again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Excellent. All right. So the purpose of today is really education. And we really want our audience to get the opportunity to call in with their questions and so forth, so we get to understand what's going on. So we're going to do a quick round of preliminary comments and questions, and then we'll open the phone lines for our audience to bring in their questions for us. So if it's all right, I'd love to start with you, Dr. Asiedu-Bekwin. So now we get the general idea of what government wants to do. It's quite straightforward. You must have been vaccinated before you enter the country. If you're a Ghanaian, there is a short exemption period, but during that period, when you arrive unvaccinated, you will be vaccinated at the airport. All right, our understanding of this is that either way, we only want vaccinated people to come into the country. These are some of the most stringent entry requirements in the world. Dr. Asiedu-Bekwin, talk us through the philosophy behind it. Why is it that Ghana has decided to leapfrog almost every other country to get to the point where vaccines are now a requirement to enter the country?
Thank you very much, and good morning, fellow Ghanaians and the panelists. So, I think that Ghana hasn't got, I would say, so much of a burden of COVID, but the effect is enormous. And we think that if you look at the economic consequences of this pandemic, we need to do things to make sure that the average Ghanaian is getting the best out of the situation. So Ghana actually, we put in place a number of strategic objectives that we have been using since March 2020. And the first one is to limit or stop importation of cases. Because there's a premise that the first cases are actually come from outside. And actually the surge in cases actually also come from outside. So we put in place a number of measures, let's say, to curtail that at our airport. So one was we put in place this protocol of 72-hour PCR test that you need to make sure that you are negative before you enter Ghana. Two, we put in another layer that is saying that you are supposed to be antigen negative. And let me say that this is not the lateral flow. This is a different kind of test.
Okay.
High sensitivity and specificity. So that's the second layer. And then that has helped us over the period. We realized that looking at the data over the period, and normally we look at the data in the context. Looking at the data over the period, we realized that if we try to superimpose 2021 and 2020, they are a bit similar. Something changes at the end. So you realize that you get a flat or plateauing of the cases, and getting close to Xmas, you start getting a small blip. But comparing 2020 to 2021, you realize that even the surge in cases is much higher. So we look at our situation now, what is different and what can we do differently? So we say now, let's now put in another layer, because we look at the data and realize that a reasonable number of the cases that are found positive, about 75% of them are actually unvaccinated. So it tells us that if we are able to get people vaccinated, the number of positives at the airport is going to be very much reduced. And that's why we said, let's go for it. And if you want to compare the situation globally, I mean, if you were implementing this policy, let's say a year ago, it would not be possible because there are no vaccines. Now, globally, there are a lot of vaccines to the extent that people are ready to push some to even other countries. So we said, let's start this policy. The idea is that we're going to minimize the number of positives at the airport. Because clearly, when you have more positives from the airport, that generates the positives in the community. So that's informed us to come out with this policy.
Okay, very quickly before I move on, the legal question. Forgive me, a bit of a frog in my throat. The legal question is still unanswered because until the government invokes their right to withdraw a person's choice when it comes to whether or not to take a vaccine, and the government does have the power to invoke that right, invoke that power. Until that happens, citizens have a right to decide whether or not they want a vaccine. But here you are passing or setting up a law at our entry points, which will affect people who still have the right to decide whether or not they want to take the vaccine. How are you going to reconcile these two things?
Okay, thank you very much. So let me say that, you see, when you have an outbreak, the Minister of Health is mandated, has the clout of authority to put in measures to eliminate or minimize the contagion. We are not even dealing with an outbreak, we are dealing with a pandemic. And countries are mandated to make sure that their population is safe. So we are titrating the health of the population against individuals. And if you look at what you are being put at the airport, you are saying that, you are not saying don't come. You are saying if you want to come to a country called Ghana, come in fully vaccinated. So I don't see it a problem. That is the protocol in the country. Come to Ghana, or when you come to Ghana, come in vaccinated. It's like you go to UK. UK say if you want to come with a visa, and you say it's against your rights. I don't get it.
But what about Ghanaians who will be vaccinated at the airport if they are not yet vaccinated? These Ghanaians, it's their right to come to Ghana. It's their fundamental right to come to Ghana. It's not a choice. When they get here, though, whether they want a vaccine or not, they will be vaccinated.
You see, let me also explain the release. You see, the release, the first one is saying that every person 18 years and above entering Ghana must come with an evidence that you are fully vaccinated. That's one. Two is that if you are, let's say you are a Ghanaian or you are a resident in Ghana and you got out and you are coming in, so I think it's different from saying that you are a Ghanaian sitting somewhere and want to come to Ghana. And I think that must be made clear. We are saying people who are in Ghana and if you decide to go to UK tomorrow and you are coming back and you're not vaccinated, we have 14 days for you to improve your vaccination status. So if you come and you are not vaccinated, you vaccinated at the airport. And I think that is the clarity I want to make. So, and I think I also need to stress that we are talking about health of millions of Ghanaians. I mean, I think that when it comes to a pandemic, we are titrating the populace health against individuals. I don't know whether you are coming right. But one thing is that all of these things will be done case by case basis. But I think we need to make it clear that what we are talking about is saving the lives of millions of Ghanaians. So it's not about a right of an individual here. We are talking about the populace health. And the Minister of Health is actually mandated by the Public Health Act. And I don't know whether you say we should do another law. There's a law. And that law mandates the minister to, even if it means breaking down your house, to break it down, to make sure that it minimizes by the minister contagion. And that is the law in Ghana.
So, I mean, I have it here, the Public Health Act 2012. And you're right, but that mandate has to be activated through a process, which has not happened yet.
Which process?
but so it says here.
There's really executive instruments.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Right. So in order for that for that mandate to be activated, there must be an executive instrument before the health minister can enforce this in a state of public health emergency. It hasn't happened yet, but we are going to implement this from the 14th. That's today, isn't it? Yeah.
If you look at the act,
I'm afraid the line is not very clear, Dr. Asiedu Bekwin. We're struggling to hear you. Let's try one more time. Please go ahead. Let me see if we can hear you.
Hello?
Better. Much better. Yes, we can. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So, if you look at the book we are holding, the act, it says that if there's an outbreak, the minister will declare it. As far back as March 2020, the minister declared that public health emergency of international concern. So immediately it's declared, the whole process kicks in. So you don't need any other instrument to make sure that the minister gets a mandate. He has a mandate by virtue of he declaring that there's an outbreak. Even here, it's not me an outbreak, the pandemic. We don't need any other law. I'm not a lawyer, but clearly, the fact you have declared the pandemic is ready to go.
Dr. Asiedu Bekwin, I think we're referring to the compulsory vaccination, where it says that the minister may, by executive instrument, generally or with reference to a particular district, area, or place, or with respect to a particular class or classes of persons, order the persons to whom the instrument applies who do not produce satisfactory evidence of successful vaccination to be vaccinated by a public vaccinator. And you can just hold on there. Let me come to you, Dr. Justice Youngson. Do we have an executive instrument to this effect?
Okay, so let's look at the issues from two angles. First is section 22 of the Public Health Act, which talks about the compulsory vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
If you read it carefully, it makes references to 23, 24, and 25. So all those bits from 22 all the way to 25, it is so clear that you will need an executive instrument.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to 26, where there is the power given to the public vaccinator, and the Act has defined who a public vaccinator is, it starts off as a person who is a medical doctor, and then two, we have the assistants who also work with them, and through regulations are also in quote deemed as public vaccinators. Now, when it comes to 26, it says examination and vaccination at the point of entry. So this is specific to the borders. And at that point, that public vaccinator, per the law, may examine and vaccinate a person who arrives in the country but cannot produce satisfactory evidence of successful vaccination. So these two will work together, but you realize that from 22 to 25, without the EI, there are going to be some potential suits. But for 26, it is specific, and that is not premised on the other sections.
Mm.
So we, at the ports, as it stands now, the health service can stand on 26 and work without it.
Okay.
But I think it is better for the Ministry of Health, i.e. the minister, to as soon as possible, that is assuming without admitting that it has not been done, I haven't seen it yet, for the EI to be also put in place so that all these, in quote, potential disagreements will go off the way. But 26 actually permits the health service to do that.
Okay, so
in the absence of the EI.
Okay, let's just ask Dr. Asiedu Bekwin if there's anything, any executive instrument to that effect.
Yes, so I think our lawyers are looking at it. But I think, as was said by Dr. Hansen, we are, for the port of entry one, we are covered. So you're talking about in country. And let me also say that that's why we are actually giving a whole month for Ghanaian to voluntarily mandate. And I think that hopefully will pause a bit when it gets there. But at the port of entry, we'll make sure that when you're entering into the country for Ghana, you are vaccinated.
Just two quick things before we move to Kwame. Any feedback since the new directive kicked in midnight, Dr. Siedu Bekwing? And then do you have a choice the type of vaccine to take, whether Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, AstraZeneca at the airport? Do you have a choice?
Yes, so for now, Ghana has registered and approved 5 vaccines, and all of these vaccines are effective. So if you come, I think that you would, I mean, it's not compulsory that we are pushing some medicine to you. We're actually engaging you that you need to be vaccinated, because that is the law in the country. So we have all the vaccines, or we have all the vaccines available, whether it's Pfizer or Moderna or Sputnik or AstraZeneca. They are all there.
So you have a choice. You can decide which one you want.
But let me say that you see, if you look at the directive, it was effective midnight of 12. But in actual sense, we had a discourse with the airlines, and it's becoming operational on the 14th. So today is the actual operation date.
Right. Doc, just to clarify, does this mean that travelers will have a choice of which vaccine to take, since they are all there?
I mean, I think that we based on what is available, we will engage you and get you what is.
So they'll have a choice.
Yes, I mean, I don't think that, if you look at the current situation, I mean, in Ghana, we try to deploy vaccines in a way to make sure that we don't get some expiring. So let's say if you look at J&J, most of it is going to expire in 2023. So we released it a bit later and make sure that we get rid of those who are, let's say, easy to or early to expire. And that's the principle. So that's what we'll be doing at the port of entry.
So it won't be the choice of the traveler. It will be whatever is available.
Yes, that's going to be the direction.
All right. Just before we come back to the studio, of course, we have Kwame Sapon-Asidu, who's tuned in. Now, I made the point earlier that these are perhaps some of the most stringent entry requirements that any country has introduced. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. Obviously, it's good if we are trying to protect our citizens. But talk to us about how the international community will tap into such arrangements that Ghana has made. First of all, it's Christmas. Many people bought their tickets for Christmas all the way back in June, July, August. Some of these people, do not want to vaccinate. This will cost them if they now have to make a decision not to come to Ghana. How is the international community going to respond and tap in to this, these new directives?
Okay, thanks, Kojo. I'd want to start with something that happened live just as I was arriving in the UK on Sunday. Mm-hmm. In fact, I was in Amsterdam when I got the first phone call from a friend of mine who works in the UK. He's vaccinated triply. The wife is vaccinated triply. They've got 2 children, 8 and 6, who by virtue of the vaccine regulations are not yet vaccinated because the vaccine license for 5 years plus just recently came. And the emphasis is on the elderly population because disproportionately they are the ones who get hospitalized and everything. And the emphasis is to protect the health system.
Right.
They had booked to come to Ghana. They were supposed to leave on the 12th. On Thursday of last week, a family who live in the UK who are against vaccination, who are also from Ghana, decided to come and visit them to give them some stuff to give to their family at home because a family of 4 traveling, they have excess weight and all that.
Yeah. This
is a family who were testing their kids and testing themselves on a daily basis. Come Sunday, because they wanted to take their PCR late, and come Saturday, they go take their PCR. 2 hours later, the wife and husbands come, negative. Another 3 hours later, the first daughter comes, positive. Then they get a response, just as I land in London, with the last child, void, unknown. So they take her to test again, and it's positive. They do the contact tracing, and they find out that the family who came to visit them had infected them. See, now they've lost their tickets, thankfully, because they have travel insurance and all that. They've managed to change their tickets, they've managed to change their hotel bookings in Ghana and all that, but they've already taken their holidays. Again, thankfully, because they are professionals, quickly, their company said, you can work from home, we can restructure this, and you can go at a later date. Now they cannot travel until the 21st because the children have to isolate for 10 days, though the parents don't have to isolate because they are triply vaccinated, but now they have to do daily PCR tests while in the UK and daily lateral flow tests while in the UK to go out.
Yeah.
And all the inconvenience that comes with the fact that their children are home and they need them most. Why am I making this analogy? Rights are not absolute. Justice is in the studio and he'll tell you. Your right to choose to be vaccinated is yours. Same as my right to choose your right to choose not to be vaccinated is yours. Same as my right to choose to be vaccinated is mine. But when our rights clash, the government has a responsibility to ensure that we don't mingle. And that's where vaccine mandates come in. So if you look at the UK, there are vaccine mandates around if you want to go into certain areas, nightclubs, mass gatherings, all that. If you cannot show proof of vaccination or a lateral flow test or both, you are not allowed to go into these places. Those are vaccine mandates. And they are not infringing on your rights. Rather, they are saying that you have to segregate from the general population if you choose not to be vaccinated. Our law allows the Ghana Health Service to do so. And if you hear, in November, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service at a press conference said they were going to do that in December during Christmas, where you needed to show proof of vaccination before you could go into certain places. This incident that happened to my colleague has strengthened my view that these need to be augmented. And even if you look at Austria, France, Germany, Holland, the vaccine mandates are even stricter than they are in Ghana. The next tier then becomes compulsory vaccination. And I must tell you that Austria were the first to start. Go back and check that Austria actually promulgated a law in November to say that they were going to compulsorily vaccinate people because, their numbers were spiking. But then, if you come and you look at Ghana, we have actually had these laws to compulsorily vaccinate people for ages. It didn't start today. I am even surprised that people travel and use the yellow card and they don't know that there in the yellow book about yellow fever is a vaccine mandate where if you cannot show proof at the port, you're automatically vaccinated. And at that point, there's not an executive instrument in place because 26 applies. That is one thing that Justice said. But that said, you have to also realize that people will try and litigate. So I am a bit surprised that the Ghana Health Service haven't taken the bull by the horn and put the EI in place, albeit there's 26 as a piggyback. Kojo, the last thing I would want to say is that these mandates predate our independence. If you go into our historic health case law, you'd see that the Vaccination Ordinance Act of 1952, Clause 76, Section 5, clearly states compulsory vaccination. And that was put in place specifically because of smallpox. So a lot of people are arguing these things, and they are arguing them emotionally rather than based on the evidence. The final thing I'll say is, why are countries in the West doing these things? These vaccines for COVID have been used globally since vaccinations came in the highest proportion per capita compared with any vaccine in the world. So the issues around adverse effects, the issues around adverse drug reactions post-immunization, the issues around safety, there's more data on these than there's even on your childhood killer disease vaccines and on yellow fever vaccines per capita. So I don't know. I am trying to cling on straws to defend people's rights against the Public Health Act. I can't find any.
Right. And
therefore, under the circumstances, I don't see even why people are complaining. There are issues I have with the document issued by the Ghana Airports Authority, and I'll come to that later on in this discussion. But when it comes to the mandate, the legality of compulsory vaccination, your rights as an individual do not supersede my rights as an individual. And when our rights clash, the government is the only one cloaked with a legal mandate through the executive or through parliament to balance our rights based on the safety of the general population. And on this occasion, I don't see how the rights of an individual who risks another family and costs them so much money cannot supersede the rights of that family as I have painted. I'm done for now.
Okay, thank you, Kwame. And in a moment, we're going to open the phone line so that we can take your questions and get answers from our panelists. It's important for us to state that here at Multimedia, we actually encourage people to get vaccinated. We have a stand that we're running right here at Multimedia, encouraging the members of the community to come and get vaccinated because we understand the importance of persons being protected. This forum is for you, the people of Ghana, to ask your questions. What is on your mind about the new arrangements? How does it affect your travel in and out of the country? What does it mean? At least we've understood how this relates to your own rights. If you have further questions, we'd love to hear them when we come back from these messages.
Hello? You have reached the police. How may we...
They have taken everything.
What have they taken exactly?
My 65 higher TV, my 2.5 higher AC.
The TV, was it the higher 4K UHD smart TV?
Yes, with my voice control.
And the AC, was it the energy efficient R410 gas?
Oh, officer, are you already aware of this case?
No, my brother. People, they rush by and are even calling for security to protect their higher appliances.
Everyone loves the best. Visit higher showrooms located at La, Achimota, Spintex, Tamale, Kumasi, and Takrady. Call us today on 0302-778126 for all your premium hire home appliances at unbelievable prices.
Mark, what is eating you up? You look so disturbed. Come, tell me what the problem is.
Things are difficult. Business is actually picking up, but I need extra funds to meet demands from customers. And I'm not getting any financial help, even with the kids' school fees. I'm really tired.
Have you heard about the credit union?
No, tell me about it.
There are over 500 credit unions at workplaces, churches, and within communities. They mobilize savings from members and give out loans at reasonable interest rates. They also offer financial counseling to enable you manage your finances better. Credit unions are dotted throughout the country. I save regularly with them and effortlessly pay my children's school fees anytime, as well as handling other expenses. For more information, contact Ghana Cooperative Credit Unions Association, Kwa Limited, on 0302-220-299 or 0243-590-200 or email info@kwagh.com or visit the website kwagh.com.
Read the information on the gas cylinder to be informed of proper care. Always store gas cylinders upright on a stable platform with a valve on top. Keep cylinder installed at ground level. LPG cylinders should be handled with care. Do not roll or drag a gas cylinder on the floor. This can cause an explosion. Stored cylinders should be in a well-ventilated area and kept at a safe distance. Gas cylinders should be transported in an upright position and secured firmly. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
Use it safely and petroleum gas. Use it safely and wisely.
It's Orca Deco Christmas Frenzy! Oh yeah, Orca has a bold surprise for you. Get a 20% discount off all Christmas trees, Christmas decor and toys from now till 24 December. Moms, dads, boys and girls, it's time to get your exquisite trees, lights, Santa hats and many more. Rush to Orca Deco now off the Spintex Road in Accra while stocks last. Thinking Christmas? Think Orca.
Hello.
Dear valued customer, ASMO, the entire customer service team is out for lunch. Please call back in 4 hours.
What? Me nana bedi akona mama me bad service ano. Me kokra.
Nana, with Bounce from Enterprise D, you will love the customer service experience, KK. I am available for you 24/7 on the Enterprise Advantage app, the Enterprise website, and on WhatsApp number 055-400-1924.
Hello, Babs.
Chat with Babs from Enterprise, your contact for insurance, pensions, funeral and property solutions from the Enterprise Group. Dream big with us.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Stay hydrated with the refreshing goodness of Voltic Natural Mineral Water.
Voltic, naturally, a product of the Coca-Cola Company. This advert is FDA approved.
My name is Kwame Sefakain. You see, the feeling is always good when you receive a salary alert. And so, I'm making a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual retirement salary. This means I'll get these alerts every month and throughout my retirement period. Life should be comfortable, even after retirement too.
Me feel ahotonkwa.
Invest a lump sum today in the Old Mutual retirement salary and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life, funeral cover, and the option of signing on with a spouse. Please call Old Mutual today, 050-453-4333. Old Mutual, 176 years of doing great things.
Do great things.
Malcolm Santana. Malcolm Santa rewards you for shopping this Christmas. For every 400 Ghana cedis spent at Malcolm from 6th to 31st December, you don't only get the best bargains from your #1 shop. You can also win your share of 250,000 Ghana cedis and gift vouchers every day. 25 return holiday packages to Dubai, or drive home any of 3 spanking brand new MG SUVs. Some go chop big money, some go fly go Dubai, some go drive MG SUVs. What you go do? Jingle bells, jingle bells. All you for do be spend 400 Ghana cedis, then enter the draw. Chop, drive, enjoy or fly with Malcolm Santa presents for Monday 6th to 31st December.
Gaming Commission of Ghana will draw and announce winners.
Malcolm Santa, nah, yeah, Dibronya. Terms and conditions apply, errors and omissions accepted. Malcolm,
where Santa shops.
No victim of gender-based violence should be silent. Every human deserves dignity and respect. If your health, dignity, and security is undermined, you must seek assistance. Call the Orange Support Center for assistance on toll-free number 0800-111-222. This message is by the kind courtesy of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA.
Maudada no pediani bianye di pa and pe wo malt milk ena koko mu a ema milomu da shima.
From Nestle.
Every ahwehwe side di nkrato yi mu agya dum se eye.
Charlie, so it's actually raining and we can't hear any sound. As for this your house, when it's raining, no sound. When the sun is up, the interior is cool. What roof are you using?
They use Ico roofing shingles from Interface Limited. Long lasting and beautiful.
Ico roofing shingles. We all for move to Interface and get this Ico roofing shingles.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram interface.limited.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Back is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, and we're not far away from 9 o'clock. We're having an important conversation, getting education on the new arrangements, travel arrangements for not just entering Ghana, but for exiting Ghana as well. Kwame Sapon-Asidu joins us. He's a CDD fellow, he's a pharmacist based in London as we speak. Of course, Dr. Franklin Asidu-Bekwin is one of the directors at the Ghana Health Service.
The Director of Public Health.
Director for Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. We also have here in the studio the Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association. He is Dr. Justice Youngson. Do people call you Lawyer Dr. Justice Youngson?
Occasionally.
All right. Listen, now we just want to hear from you. What are your questions? What are your issues? We'll get our panelists to deal with them. Let's take maybe five calls and then we'll get some answers. Kojo is, oh, by the way, the numbers 0302 216 541, and then we also have 055 1111 997. We have Kojo from Kwashiman on the line, but Kojo, please bear with us a moment because I don't think we should have put you through just yet. We've got a couple of messages from our partners, including this one. Imagine taking your taste buds on a trip around the world, enjoying food and drinks from over 50 countries this December from the 24th till the 26th at the Polo Court near Kotoka International Airport. Around the World Food and Drinks Festival is the destination this Christmas for the whole family. There's something for everyone, so come along, enjoy amazing lunches by Sweet Ajele, Nyonyo, Men's Cook, and so many others. Simple wines, drinks, and ice creams from sample wines, drinks, and ice creams. My eyes are playing tricks on me. From all over the world. Book a passport by visiting atwfestival.com or just call 020-323-5822. If you want to be part of this festival as a vendor, then you can call 020-323-5822 or just go to atwfestival.com and book your vendor slot. This festival is brought to you by Echo House in collaboration with the various embassies in Ghana. Kaya Tours, Prompt Communication, Aquaba UK. Sponsors are Coca-Cola, Vim Detergent, Lifebuoy, Lux, Close-Up, Annapurna, Sunlight, HD Plus, Fritol, Royal Aroma, VF Foundation, Adonko Next Level, FNB, Vodafone, Smirnoff, Baileys, and EcoBank.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to remind all withholding tax agents, including VAT withholding agents appointed by the Commissioner General, that withholding taxes must be paid to the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA by the 15th of every month. Withholding taxes for November 2021 will therefore be due by 15th December 2021. Withholding taxes, including withholding on VAT deducted from suppliers operating the VAT standard rate scheme, which is 12.5%, employment, payment for the supply or use of goods, payments for the supply of any works, payment for the supply of services, and or other withheld taxes for November 2021 are due by 15th December 2021. They may also submit hard and soft copies of schedules indicating gross amount, the tax deducted, and name or names of taxpayer or payers from whom the taxes were withheld. Taxpayers are also to note that in line with the GRA cashless policy, both check and cash payments should be made at any of the 23 designated banks, the Ghana.gov platform, or via USSD code *222#. We also encourage taxpayers to file their returns online via taxpayersportal.com. Please note that failure to pay tax by due date attracts an interest of 125% of the statutory rates compounded monthly on the outstanding tax. Please also note that third-party checks require 2 days to clear. The GRA can be reached by email on info@gra.gov.gh or by WhatsApp 0552 990 000 and 020 063 1664. And this is signed by the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Our taxes, our future.
Listen, let's go to the phone line. Let's not leave them waiting for too long. Kojo is in Kwashiman. Good morning, Kojo.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Steve. How are you doing, sir?
Not bad at all. Thank you for your patience. We're so sorry.
I have a big heart. I'm your choosing companion.
God bless you.
Mother, could you have a question that I want your panelists to answer for me? You see, just like in the Bible, Jesus Christ made us to understand, among others, that we don't use a new wine for an old wine skin. According to the director of the Ghana Health Service, This Omni variant was discovered, I think, on the 21st of November. But the vaccines that are available are the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson, which was manufactured for an older version of the corona. Now, as I understand, there has not been any careful studies and manufacture of vaccines to combat this Omni variant. So there's a new variant, but we should take the old Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson vaccines for it. Will it work? That's the one question I want to get answers this morning. And you see, this compulsory vaccination thing they are bringing, I don't think it will help. But much as on the surface of it appears nice, in reality, a lot of people will suffer. This is because, you see, we have a population of over 30 million Ghanaians. Statistically, 6 million people have been vaccinated. During this time, Uncle Lebo White is organizing a program. Kojo Entry is organizing a program. This person is doing a program. And so if a lot of people are going to be disallowed from going to such programs, then it means much as government is doing a valid public policy reasoning, those who are organizing programs are going to suffer because not many people have been vaccinated.
Okay.
So I think the approach is wrong.
Okay, thank you, Kojo. That's an interesting perspective. We will get responses from our panelists to that. Amy is in La Paz. Hi, Amy. Good morning.
Hi, Kojo. Good morning.
Thanks for calling us.
Yeah, thanks for your team. But then I also have a question. I realize we don't have exceptions for this. I don't know if it's yet mandatory. But then we have genuine people with genuine concern, like somebody who is struggling to get fruit of the womb. And we are not so sure about this vaccine, whether it will affect your fertility or something. And then they are coming out that compulsory. It's a worry to some of us. Okay.
Thank you, Amy. We'll get you an answer. The numbers are 0302 216 541. You can also try 055 1111 997. Call us with your questions about these new travel arrangements and restrictions for entering and exiting the country. Joseph is in Kaneshi. Hi, Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is a super morning.
Yes, Joseph. We'd like to hear your question.
Okay, so my question is, I have this friend that is trying to get in here in Ghana this weekend.
Right.
And the problem is he's taking the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
He has to wait about 21 days before he can take the second dose. What happens in this instance?
Okay. Good question. We'll get you an answer. Let's talk to Claude in Tema. Hi, Claude. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kojo. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, my brother. Yourself?
Yes, I'm doing good.
Okay.
Yes, Kojo, my concern is about those coming from outside.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the travel ban restrictions that the European countries are putting on African countries,
yeah,
we are also an independent country, and we have the independence to take a decision on who should enter our country, looking at protecting our citizens. So I don't think we should compromise on it. They don't give us notice. The next moment you hear there's an announcement, travel ban for this country, that country. I think the government is on the right track. The other one is about the vaccines. Initially, we were complaining about vaccines, blaming the government for not being proactive in giving us vaccines. Now vaccines are in. People are now saying they want AstraZeneca, they want Pfizer. I don't think they are being fair to the government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claude. Let's talk to Ni in Tesano.
Good morning, Kojo.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, Kojo. Kojo, I would want to ask a question about the recorded adverse effects of the vaccine. Because Pfizer in Canada was forced to release the adverse effects of the vaccine. They weren't willing to do it. It took them about, they were saying 50 years before they release it. But the Canadian government forced them. And there are recorded evidence of myocarditis and pericarditis on people who have taken the vaccine. And also in children, they've recorded adverse effects. So if something that has adverse effects is going to be mandated, an experimental drug is going to be mandated, there are a lot of questions to be raised. Because one, there are people with underlying conditions. Yes, they can take the vaccine, but there are people who feel like, no, they are okay. And they are wearing their masks, they are observing their protocol, they are taking their PCR test. Why should it be mandated? Accident has caused more death 2021 than COVID. So why is this rushed? That's my question to the doctors.
Thank you, Nee. Just a quick piece of education there. It's not an experimental drug. Okay, it's not it's been approved by the FDA. First of all, it's been approved. These vaccines have been approved globally. They have also been approved by the FDA. They are not experimental drugs. But thank you. I think your question still stands, and we'll get you answers to those. So let's come into the studio. We've got 5 issues to deal with here. I don't know where to begin because I'm sure everybody has a view on each of these. So let's do it this way. We'll start with Dr. Asedu Bekwin, then we'll hear from Kwame, and then we'll hear from Dr. Yankson in the studio. So, Dr. Asedu Bekwin, Omicron, will the old vaccine work on the new strain? And how does this affect organizers of events? Are they not going to be on the losing end of this? Do we have Dr. Sid Bekwin?
I think it went off.
There we are. I can hear you now. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? Hello?
It's faint.
Forgive me. We're trying to work on the signal here. But apparently our microphones are not really capturing your sound. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear now.
Perfect. Okay, so I want us to start with Kojo from Kwashiman. His issue was whether or not the old vaccines will work on the new strain. He was also concerned about how these new provisions will affect organizers of events. Are they not going to lose money?
Okay, thank you very much. And let me say that now, what is good is that the interventions that we have in place, whether it's pharmaceutical or non-pharmaceutical, are effective against strains that we have, whether it's alpha, or beta, or gamma, or omicron. The interventions, so whether it's non-pharmaceutical, wearing a mask is effective against omicron. Likewise, I think now there's no evidence that the current vaccines are not effective against omicron. So what we have to do is to improve the uptake. I think that is, unless it's an addition, different kind of knowledge. But for now, our available vaccines are effective. I think that we need to, you see, we are looking at the pandemic. I was just looking at some data from our isolation centers. The government is spending a lot of money isolating Ghanaians. So if you say somebody is organizing an event, that's an individual's income. Have you bothered to look at how much the government is losing, who's at your own expense? Now, our National Isolation Center is full. We are now renting other hotels, all at the cost of people who are getting positive. See, one thing that I think the president said at the early stage of the pandemic is that we know how to build the economy, but we are not sure we know how to resurrect dead people. The focus is on the living. And I think that is what we should focus on. Money is secondary. If you are dead, what is the relevance of money? So one thing we need to look at, which we are going to further engage the entertainment sector or the tourism industry, is that you can advertise a big event, but what is the output? Let's say if you try to have a big surge and everybody gets infected, who will even be able to come for that event? So I think that money is not the issue. The issue is making sure Ghanaians are protected. The issue is making sure that Ghanaians are free of COVID. And it's done by two ways. It's either you are taking the vaccine or you are adhering to protocols. And I think that should be our focus for now, going to the Xmas, not about making money for events.
Right. I think there are two more questions here that really the Ghana Health Service ought to deal with. So I'll give them to you as well before we let our other panelists deal with the rest. So somebody asked, he has a friend who has taken one dose of the Pfizer vaccine and has to wait, 21 days to take the next one. But he's due to come to Ghana, I think, in a day or two. And he wants to know whether he can come or not.
No, he has to wait and come later.
Because he must be fully vaccinated. Am I correct? According to the new rules, he must be fully vaccinated. Yes. That means 2 doses of Pfizer. Okay, and then one more. The last caller, he was concerned that Pfizer refused until they were forced to share the adverse effects of the vaccine. He mentioned that there are some adverse effects recorded in children or young people and so forth, things that affect the heart. And he was concerned that these vaccines in their current state with their adverse effects should not be forced down, the throats, if you will, of people.
Okay, so I think that there's some nomenclature going around, which I think I need to put right. There's something like mandatory vaccination and other.
I'm sorry, we're struggling to hear you, Doc.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that there's this nomenclature going on about mandatory vaccination. I think what the minister said was that the month of December is being declared as a month of vaccination. And we is expecting Ghanaians to get vaccinated. That come January, we will not put in mandates. And even the mandates is at some groups and some venues. So I think that we need to be able to take advantage of what is happening and make use of it.
Right.
And I think that is the message. And if you talk about the side effects of vaccines, clearly vaccines are medicines, and clearly medicines will have some side effects. But if you look at the over 6 million Ghanaians who have been vaccinated, we do not have record of any profuse side effects that will warrant, because you see, you are titrating the benefit against the risk. If you are also titrating the risk of an individual against the population, the risks are far, far less compared to the benefits of getting the population vaccinated. I think that should be the direction. And even there are alternatives. I mean, there are other countries that if you decide that you don't want to get vaccinated, then there are options. Are able to do the PCR testing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So you need to be able to weigh the risk and then the risk and then the benefit. But for now, we are saying get vaccinated in the month of December. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Let's come to Dr. Kwame Asiedu-Bekwin.
I think, Kojo, before you do that, maybe Dr. Asiedu-Bekwin can also tackle Amy's concern about the fertility and exceptions.
Oh, I was going to save that for Dr. Yankson. But Dr. Kwame Asiedu, there was an issue of how Ghana should place itself internationally, that we shouldn't be compromising, because other countries, they don't give notice before they issue travel restrictions. So if our restrictions, stringent as they are what we consider necessary, then we shouldn't blink. We should just put them in place and expect the world to comply. Will there be blowback? Do you think that there will be other countries also setting up restrictions that affect Ghana adversely?
No, Kojo. I have interest in a number of the questions, so I'll try and be quick past this. There wouldn't be blowbacks, and why do I say that? I mean, if you look at the moment, the UK and other countries have imposed restrictions due to Omicron on South Africa and all that, and African countries are shouting, myself included, and there have not been any blowbacks. Eventually, with these things, you go to the negotiating table and you sort it out. And the reason why this will be sorted out pretty soon is the data on Omicron is evolving. I mean, the doubling rate in the UK is now 1.5 days. Yesterday, there were almost 3,000 new cases of just Omicron. So it will get to a point where the community spread is so global that these things would stop. But what you cannot do
is at the outset when you are not sure about the behavior of the variant that is new, to just say you're going to open up. I mean, at the start of the pandemic, the UK did it, and we all know the consequences of it and how COVID ran riot in this country. So I don't see there being blowbacks. In any case, Ghana hasn't restricted any country. Ghana has categorized mandates and invoked its laws. The laws have been there since 2012. The WHO is aware of our Public Health Act, and no one has taken exception to it. Ask yourself, if you get to the airport and they ask for your yellow card and you don't have it and you get vaccinated, who makes a qualm? Nothing. Likewise, when you get to the UK for a long stay and you have to take a chest X-ray because of TB, no one takes a qualm. So these things are part of global travel. The other thing I'd want to tackle is the adverse effects, the myocarditis. In fact, if people say that information came out due to Canada, is incorrect. I mean, Justice is on the program and Kofi is on the program. As far back as 5 months ago, when we were going on and on about, AstraZeneca, and the fact that they got blood clots, I was raising the fact that the mRNA vaccines lead to muscle problems in the cardiac muscle, and that there was significant myocarditis. That was reported by the UK Health Security Agency, now then Public Health England. And I was saying, if you look at the incidence per million people, which was about 9 per million compared to 4 per million of the blood clots, I didn't see why no one was making a fuss about Pfizer. And in actual fact, I also added caveats then by saying that still the incidence was too low and we were placing too much emphasis on these side effects. Now the incidence has actually dropped to 3 in a million. The final thing I would want to go on is the side effects and pregnancies. The truth of the matter is that if you look at the UK data from the UK Health Security Agency, you'd realize that pregnant women are being encouraged to actually take the vaccine compared with initially when the data wasn't available, because disproportionately pregnant women are dying from COVID compared with the general population globally. And it's becoming scary. I mean, 3 out of 10 pregnant women who were hospitalized with COVID in the last 3 months died in the UK. So if people are talking about these things, I'd rather they speak to the data. I always want people to speak to the data. Let's debate the data. If you hear one person talk about something, let them come with the evidence. So that is those are the 3 things that I have interest in. The side effects profiles are nothing to worry about. We will not have blowbacks. And as for the fertility question, it's neither here nor there. I'm done.
Right. Thank you, Kwame, for that. And in fact, I was saving the fertility question for Dr. Youngson, because it comes down to an issue of enforcement in the end. Who should be exempted, right? But I want to add a question B to that for you. What should happen to those who violate these? What does the law say that should happen to them? But first, exemptions. A woman seeking to have a child, is it safe for her to take the vaccine?
Well, you see, when you live in a society, especially a very democratic one like ours, you just will have to obey the rules. Like Kwame said, even in the UK, the position that pregnant women should not take the vaccine is being reconsidered, or has been reconsidered. Let me put it that way. In our situation, that exemption still holds. It is because the fetus is very important to all of us. We don't want issues. The mother's health is important, but in the process, because mothers are dying and they are losing their fetuses as well, countries like the UK are revising their notes. The literature so far does not point to anything that states that if you take the vaccine and you are not a pregnant woman to start off with, you take the vaccine, it is going to create fertility problems for you. These are all part of the conspiracy theories that have been bundled around. It started off with men will become impotent, infertile, what have you, if they should take the vaccines. As we speak, there are men who have been vaccinated and their wives are pregnant as we speak. So clearly, that infertility component is something that there is no scientific basis for all of us now. If there was any scientific basis, same will be adhered to. The interesting thing is that the law also has some sort of what you can say, some savings provisions that enables medical practitioners to give some certificates of exemptions. But as we speak, none of that exists under the current dispensation. But for example, Section 33 of the Public Health Act 2021, Section B will tell you that a medical officer or a public vaccinator can actually sign a certificate showing that the person is unfit for vaccination.
Okay.
Over the last, say, 4 months. Okay. So, where clearly somebody is unfit, the law also makes room for what should happen. But issues relating to conspiracy theories are different from being medically unfit to take a vaccine. And the system will always cater for those bits.
Okay.
Now, for the penalties, those who disobey these rules, let's understand certain things, that when you live in a society which is governed by rules, we'll all be compelled to go by the rules. Time and again, you've seen incidents where at our airports, for example, there are video clips of viral videos of people fighting, the professionals out there saying all kinds of things. Specifically, Section 30 of the Public Health Act. If you go to 30C, it says that a person who obstructs a public vaccinator in the performance of his functions. So the public vaccinators here are those who are mandated to do the vaccination at the airport. Effective now that you can have vaccinations happening at the point of entry when you enter. If you obstruct that exercise, you commit an offense, and you are liable on summary conviction to a fine not more than 50 penalty units or a term of imprisonment of not more than 3 months or both. And that's after your conviction. If you continue the obstruction, you have a fine of up to 10 penalty units for each day that you fail to do what is right. So clearly, people should understand that as far back as 2012, the Parliament of Ghana had passed legislations, an act of parliament, that says that under these circumstances, if you decide not to go with what the state is doing, you are liable on summary conviction to some of these penalties. So people should understand that there are criminal sanctions, including terms of imprisonment, fines, or both, that could come your way if you unnecessarily obstruct the work of the public vaccinator.
Right. That's an important point. Now, we've got some tweets here that I'm going to share. By the way, it's also important to clarify that the vaccines that we're using have emergency approval from the FDA. Okay, so it's not that they have been approved, but they've been given emergency use authorization. Okay, still, that doesn't make them experimental drugs.
No,
yes, they are definitely not experimental drugs. Okay, but what they have is emergency use authorization, not approval. I think I used the word approval earlier, and so I need to rectify that. Listen, give us some more calls. Call us now with more questions. 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. Lots of tweets coming through as well, Mamabi. I've got one or two here. This one is from @C_Tete. Political leaders must be consistent in their commentary on COVID-19 and their observance of the protocols. If they are to remain credible voices in the fight against the virus, authority has to be fair. It can't treat one group differently from the other. Alatule says, I understand the need, but I feel that the state is going overboard by forcing medicine into the bodies of people who are not sick without their consent or willingness. It could set the stage for abuse of our rights. For now, it looks like a necessary evil. Benjamin Kitcher says, under no circumstances should vaccination be compulsory. Scientifically, it does not make sense. It is the same too when you apply the law. @1IK_Akoy says, if you don't want any vaccination wahala, stay in your village this festive season. will be in Kase 24th. Anyway, at ROAC_GH says we can't just be using funds meant for developing various sectors of the economy to be treating COVID patients. And for how long? Compulsory vaccination is the way to go. All right. So, people sharing their thoughts there. Let's take some more calls. This is our very own Ben from Adenta. Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Coach. How are you?
Very well. Thank you, Ben.
Yes. I have a couple of questions for Doc, knowing so well that he's also a lawyer. The human body is given to us by God, and you are yourself. You take care of yourself. So, number one, why is that inalienable right taken away from Ghanaians, where you are going to be forced to be vaccinated? It's your body. Number two, why is it that he signed an agreement with Pfizer and Co., where it indicated clearly that the vaccine, you can't sue Pfizer. Remember, Pfizer went to Nigeria and went to paralyze people there. I mean, why must it be so? Because India did not allow Pfizer with that kind of indemnity clause or whatever that they call it. So why must our country sign? So it means that if you take the vaccine, if anything happens to you, nothing would happen to Pfizer. Now, Australia is compensating its own citizens who are suffering, and people are suffering actually when they take the vaccine. So what is in place in Ghana here? If you take the vaccine and you have any deformity, is there any compensation package for you? That's my other question. And finally, if you take the vaccine probably and your card is missing, I mean, what's going to happen? Can you just go through? Is there a database system? And even if there is, shouldn't that rather be infringing of the rights, of people? And my last question actually. Now, the vaccine, we are told that it waves after 6 months, which means that the immunity waves, which means that it becomes ineffective after some time. So those who took it more than 6 months ago, what happens to them? Because it can also be spreading it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben, for those questions. Let's take a few more. You know the numbers: 0302 216 541, 055 1111 997. We certainly want you to take the opportunity to ask whatever is on your mind of our panelists. Let's go to Dansoman and talk to Wisdom. Hi, Wisdom. Good morning.
Good morning, Conti.
Not bad at all, my brother. Thanks for calling.
Okay. I have this question in mind. Or let me see. Yesterday, I moved to a sector where they are giving the vaccines. But I want to find out from Doug and the lawyer, why can't I go to any sector of the vaccination and select vaccine of my choice?
Okay.
Did you get my question?
Why can't you choose which vaccine?
Yeah, or select the vaccine I want to take.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Let's go to Gomwa Budubrum. Hi, William. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
My brother, I'm good.
Okay, so my issue is, why are we making vaccine mandate? Why can't we look at local content? Why can't we try to understand why COVID cases are low in Africa as against what was said in the West? Look at our neighbors. Togo, today, their cases were just 26,416. Ivory Coast, they even have not recorded any new cases in the past 24 hours. Burkina Faso, saying, death very low. Benin, 161. So my point is, why can't our scientists research to know why is Africa cases very low, especially when we know that our diets, which are plant-based, have protected us so much against COVID and other diseases. So that, look at what is happening when it comes to vaccine hesitancy. The only way to make people believe something is to make them buy into it. Why can't our scientists do that instead of trying to see how best they will force foreign materials on Earth? And obviously, it will make people hesitant.
Thank you, William. Thanks for that. Let's take two more. Here's Michael. Michael, where are you calling us from? Sunyani. Wonderful. What's on your mind?
My last question. Yes, you made mention that when you live in a very democratic nation like Ghana, all that you need to do is to.
Michael, we can't hear you. Can you reposition yourself and speak clearer into your phone?
Okay.
Hello. Right, I don't think Michael's line is very good. If you can call us back, Michael, that would be good. We'd love to hear your question. Let's come back to East Legon. Hello, Elvis.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
By the grace of...
We thank God.
There's something baffling me that I want to ask. I watched a lot of videos making it clear that all those who take the vaccine will perish at the end of 2 years. But now, clarifications are showing that anybody who takes the vaccine will be rather safe. I think this is the reason why most of the people don't want to take the vaccine. Can we please elaborate that side for the rest of the people who don't want to take the vaccine because of dying sick, please?
Interesting. Okay, so Elvis's question is that he's watched some videos that say that everyone who takes the vaccine will die in 2 years, and he thinks that's the reason why people don't want to take it. He wants to know what the scientific answer is to that question. Hey, how did people know that people will die in 2 years? He looked into the future. All right, let's talk to Ferdinand in Mamprobi. This will be our last caller for this batch. Hi, Ferdinand.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, I wanted to find out some things. You see, the thing is that we have a number of people who have taken the vaccine and going through suffering. As I'm talking to you, that somebody is in the room for more than 2 weeks now. The hand's swollen, and the person can't do anything. Somebody who goes to market and sell cannot do anything. There are a lot of side effects on this vaccine thing. Why should it be compulsory on us?
Ferdinand, is that somebody you know? Is that somebody you know personally?
Yes, I know.
Why is she not in hospital?
No, but why should they take a vaccine? They have effect on you when your hand's swollen.
But why has
How do you go to work?
Ferdinand, don't you think the person should go to hospital to find out whether it is the vaccine that is doing that to her?
The vaccine has effect. A number of people I know of. They have effect on it. Why should you force something on somebody's body and the person don't like it?
Ferdinand, please advise your friend to go to the hospital. I think that's important. It sounds like your friend.
Did you tell her the
Hello,
effect on the
Ferdinand.
vaccine?
Ferdinand, please. It sounds like your friend is not well. It is important that your friend gets medical attention. Regardless of her views on the vaccine, she needs medical attention. Please advise her to go to a hospital. It may well be that whatever she is ailing from is not from the vaccine. But even if it is, she still needs medical help. So please, Ferdinand, advise her to do that, okay? We will get you an answer to your question, which is, why must it be compulsory when it is believed that some people are having side effects, okay? We'll get you an answer to that question and all the others when we come back from these messages.
Wondering what to do with your Cerelac 400-gram tin? The new Cerelac Wheat 350-gram pouch value pack is the ideal choice to refill your tin. It is affordable, convenient, and still provides key nutrients, iron, vitamin A, B, and D, zinc, and iodine to support normal cognitive function and help promote optimum growth and development. Grab your value pack at a retail shop near you. Cerelac 350-gram, more for less. This advert is FDA approved.
Go with MasterCard and open up a world of priceless possibilities. From online streaming subscriptions from around the world to dining out at your usual restaurant or finding new favorites to the thrill of an in-store shopping spree. From treating yourself to a movie to spoiling the family with an unforgettable holiday destination. Whatever you do and wherever you go, from the moment you choose your card in the bank, go with MasterCard, the secure and convenient way to pay. MasterCard, start something priceless.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glycolife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Wow, what a beautiful and awesome day. It's time to share some secrets on how I feel good in a home where I have everything. Hold on, Linda, are you there?
Yes.
It's a Samsung Christmas Awesome Deals promotion. Break it down.
Grab the new Samsung single door fridge at an interesting discount, 1,499 Ghana cedis.
Samsung UHD 4K Smart, 50 inches at 3,999 Ghana cedis. Oh, this December is gonna be cold like winter with a new price of Samsung Split AC R410 starting at 1,999.
Wow. Sound Tower starts at 1,999 Ghana cedis.
Grab your powerful Samsung washing machine, 6 kg, starting at 999.
This and many more at an affordable price.
Woo! Tell your family and loved ones. Samsung Christmas Awesome Deals. Grab yours now.
Putting up or replacing a roof is not just laying the panels, it's a complete engineered system. And at Roofings and Steel Ghana Limited, we understand how the whole system works and are resolved to give you the very best quality in roofing and steel products. Manufactured locally in Ghana, we offer a range of steel and galvanized pipes, mild steel plates, and all ranges of roofing sheets, IBR and IDT, corrugated and galvanized. Our locally manufactured products are tropicalized to withstand local conditions. Distributors, wholesalers, contractors, builders, welders, and fabricators. It's time to get the best quality roofing and steel products made in Ghana. Visit our office at Chopoli on the Tema Aflawa Road. Call us on 0559 722 035 or 0552 571 173 or 0242 539 411. Roofings and Steel Ghana Limited, your strength in steel.
No victim of gender-based violence should be silent. Every human deserves dignity and respect. If your health, dignity, and security is undermined, you must seek assistance. Call the Orange Support Center for assistance on toll-free number 0800 111 222. This message is by the kind courtesy of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA.
Maudada no pediani bianye di pa and pe wo malt milk ena cocoa mo e mamilo mu da shima.
From Nestle.
Every ahwehwe side dwade nka toyi mu agya tum se eye.
This is a beautiful game. 90 minutes full of emotions and excitement that makes us love the game even more. And even more when you stand a chance of winning 125,000 cedis for only 2 Ghana cedis. Predict only 12 games correct and win Ghana's easiest jackpot today. Register on 10bet.com.gh and stand a chance to win big with 10bet. 10bet for the better. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gaming can be addictive.
Stay hydrated with the refreshing goodness of Voltic Natural Mineral Water.
Voltic, naturally, a product of the Coca-Cola Company. This advert is FDA approved.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. And the Roverman Festival of Plays is back with not 5 but 6 spectacular Ebo White plays. 25th December, Dear God, 27th December, The Comeback. 28th December, Caught in the Act. 1st January, Devil's Wife. 2nd January, Blackmail. 3rd January, The Secret Code of Wives. Venue, National Theatre. Time, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Rates, 100 Ghana cedis for individual shows, 500 Ghana cedis for all 6 shows. Tickets available at *713 *5 *5#. Joy FM. Shell shops at Airport, Dansuman, East Legon, and Tema Community 11. Total shops at Bachuna and Hacho. Frankie's, Osu, Say Cheers at Accra Mall, and all other usual outlets. Enquiries, WhatsApp 050 554 6030. Sponsored by Gino, Toyota Ghana Limited, Dolphin Finance, Invest Corp, and Total Family Health Organization. Partners, National Theatre and Joy FM. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Good morning. Wake up to the original magazine show. The Super Morning Show.
Coronavirus, COVID-19. Mefinda crowd. Oh, yo, why there? Fever never power. Abre, oh, do. Emotion, anti-sense, anti-taste. Me, yo, and do me dizzy. I was running in your coat, and do me down, I feel it dizzy. Oh, yo, papa, baby, what say, baby?
Wahala day. You're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show. Today, we're just getting answers to your questions about the new provisions made by the Ghana Health Service, and of course the proposal to create mandatory vaccination conditions from January onwards. Okay, so we're learning all about these. Stay with us. We're going to get answers to your last batch, your previous batch of questions in just a moment. First, though, get fast and refreshing relief from stomach upset with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 liver salt restores vitality and provides effective relief from stomach upset, nausea, hyperacidity, and indigestion. Number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief. Now, when stubborn coughs, cold, or catarrh interrupt your life, get fast and effective relief with Stop Cough. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Stop that cough with Stop Cough.
As we celebrate the festive season and the new year, let's keep safe when using LPG. When you smell gas, 1, open doors and windows to get rid of the gas. 2, check and see if the gas has been left on. 3, if not, there's probably a gas leakage. So turn off the regulator and call technicians to service your stove. And 4, if it is safe to do so, try to locate the source of leak by applying a solution of soapy water to the base of your cylinder valve or along the flexible hose. If bubbles appear and become bigger or increase in number, then you have a leak. Knowing where the leak is helps to prevent accidents. This is a message from the National Petroleum Authority.
All right, now, if you've heard about the Orange Support Center, then you need to tell everybody about it. This is the center that provides support to survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, including psychosocial support, legal support, and medical services where necessary. Call the Orange Support Center on 0800 111 222. It's a toll-free number. It works on all networks. So if you know anyone who's suffering from a difficult marital separation, or someone in an abusive relationship, or somebody, trying to prevent child neglect, or if you notice gender-based violence anywhere, if you see something, please say something, because you might be saving a life. So there you go. That's the news for victims of sexual and gender-based violence. UNFPA Ghana and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection have established the Orange Support Center to support you. Call now on 0800 111 222 to seek assistance, because it is free.
Now, Carnation, loved for decades by Ghanaians, has an exciting new look, a refreshingly modern paper label design in the same red, white, and green colors. Carnation, it's still perfect for that cup of tea you love. It comes in 160-gram tin at a cool price of only 3 Ghana cedis in a retail outlet near you. Carnation is proudly produced here in Ghana by Nestle. Come on and join the Carnation Nation. Carnation, goodness in every cup. This advert is FDA approved.
All right then. So Surfline gives you 60 gigabytes of free data when you buy a new device. If you've ever wondered how many hours of free data that is, well, that's 24 hours for your favorite movies or series on Netflix or YouTube in HD quality for free. Or 1,523 hours to stream any of your hip life, high life, rap, reggae, jazz, balogo, and any genre of music for free. Or it could be 200 hours of WhatsApp or FaceTime calls to connect with family and friends for that kokonsa, all for free. Or it could be 20 hours to host your video conferences on Zoom or whichever video application you use. 20 hours. Imagine the amount of networking you can do in that time. Time is everything, and it's the hours that count. Let Surfline be the power behind your need to connect, learn, and be entertained for longer hours than any network. Buy your Surfline device from Surfline shops and retail outlets today. Nothing works better than Surfline. Surfline, better together.
You have to relax for this one. Ocean waves crashing and the sound of seagulls squawking. Now, did that transport you to the sunny beach in South Africa? No? Okay then, picture this.
Does, Kakra.
You've just landed in sunny Cape Town or Durban, checked into the beautiful hotel, and now you're just waiting for your refreshing drink by the pool. Still not you? Well, what are you waiting for? Go to www.southafrica.net and book your South African festive holiday now. It's got to be in South Africa.
It's got to. All right, listen, we've got to wrap this up really quickly. We've got 5 questions here, or 5 callers. The questions are definitely more than 5. So listen, I'm going to go over the questions, and then we'll just go around. We'll start with you, Dr. Youngson. We'll come to Kwame, and then we'll go to Dr. Seydou Bekwin. And then we'll just mop these up as quickly as we can because we don't have a lot of time. So just 2 minutes to each of you to deal with which issues you want. Now, Ben was our first caller. He had many questions. He wanted to know, it's my body. Why must you force me to put medicine into it? He asked about the fact that Ghana signed an agreement with Pfizer that we can't sue them if there are any side effects. So he wants to know who will compensate him if he suffers side effects from taking the vaccine. He asked also what to do if his card goes missing after he's vaccinated. If he needs to prove it anywhere, how can he do that? Immunity wanes, he said. So don't we have people who have been vaccinated who are probably spreading the virus as much as somebody who has not been vaccinated? And then we had a caller who wanted to know, why can't I just go to a center and select which vaccine I want to take? One said, why can't we study our lower numbers here in Africa and understand why? Why are scientists not finding an answer to that important question? And then there was the one asking about conspiracy theories, videos saying that all who take the vaccine will die in 2 years and things like that. He thinks that's why people are not taking the vaccine. So what's the scientific explanation to that? And then the final caller is Ferdinand, who said he knows someone who has taken the vaccine. That person is now sick and at home. And he believes that it's the vaccine that has made the person sick. He wants to know about the side effects. All right, so that's what we have. Dr. Youngson, I'll start with you.
Okay, Kojo, let me go quickly with the one that borders on rights. That you are a person, you hold the right to take something and not to take into your body, what have you. See, because we are governed by laws, right from our constitution, if you go to chapter 5, article 12, it talks about fundamental human rights and freedoms, including the liberties that we have. Now, when you go to 12.2, it says specifically that everybody, irrespective of race, religion, all the bits that we can talk, is entitled to those fundamental human rights as contained in the Constitution, but subject to respect for the rights and freedoms of others and for the public's interest.
Right.
And that is where the caveat is. The fact that you think that you can behave in any way does not mean that the rest of the society is also not bothered. Your right begins somewhere, mine also begins somewhere. So once your decisions are going to affect the public interest or my enjoyment of the freedoms and the rights as enshrined in the Constitution, the law says that yours is subject to the provisions. And once the state goes ahead to make the relevant acts of parliament, legislations, what have you, you have to abide by same. We are in a pandemic. If you go to Article 14, 1D, it talks about the fact that if you have an infectious disease, a contagious disease, now COVID is an infectious disease, your personal liberties can also be curtailed. It's an exception to that freedom. So let's understand that there are some exceptions that have been created by law that are supposed to protect the society in its entirety. Public health, public safety considerations are always paramount, and courts all over the world have maintained and ruled that those who override your individual rights and liberties as and when we find ourselves in a situation like a pandemic.
Quick one, 20 seconds. Who compensates a Ghanaian if they have side effects? Should there be any compensation?
Well, at this stage, what I know is that the government of Ghana signed the various agreements that they ought to sign as part of the authorization processes for the emergency use, activities. And if there is any business, just like the caller said, Australia, for example, is dealing with its citizens. Depending on the clauses I signed on to, I must say I haven't read all the clauses. I've seen some but not read all. But the onus is then on the state to take care of you or to facilitate for you to get whatever it is, if genuinely proving that there is something.
All right, Dr. Sapuansi, do I have to come to you also for no more than 2 minutes? But can you please touch on the question of immunity waning after 6 months? Do we not now have people who were vaccinated over 6 months ago who are probably just as vulnerable as those who are not vaccinated? And then the final caller was asking about this person he knows who is sick right now, and the person took the vaccine. So are we really sure that there are no permanent side effects of taking these vaccines? Dr. Kwame Sapuansi.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Kojo. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. The waning of, conferred immunity has been known with a number of vaccines. There are vaccines that give lifelong immunity, even the yellow fever vaccine. I keep going back to the yellow fever because of the outbreak we've had. After 10 years, normally you need to revaccinate. So immunity waning is not a new thing. If you look at the flu vaccines that are used globally, they are reformulated every 6 months. That is part of the reasons why most of these, even COVID vaccines, have a shelf life of 6 months. Because with viruses, especially the coronaviruses and the flu viruses, they tend to mutate significantly. And as a result, there's significant what we call vaccine escape. It is nothing new. And I am surprised that people are even using that as a reason to say that, oh, then what are we doing? The most important thing is during the period of the vaccine's activity, you constrain the virus to the point that it cannot spread and cause significant outbreaks. That's what's important. And if globally we are able to do it very well, then what would happen is that we would convert this from a pandemic to an epidemic, and sometimes even to a low-grade epidemic. That is one thing. The second thing about side effects, even paracetamol has side effects. The thing about any drug is when it's licensed new, and that's why it's called emergency use authorization. There's what we call the black triangle period, which is between 1 to 2 years, of which you collect all the side effects to get an understanding. Why it's 2 years is because normally the size of the population using the product is low. The demographics, as in gender, race, can be low as well, because with a lot of new drugs, say countries in the lower and middle income countries cannot afford it. So you do not get a lot of data coming through. So for the first 2 years, you try to be cautious. You don't use it in children and other things. That doesn't apply strictly to the COVID vaccine because of the sheer numbers. And that's why quickly you realize that based on the size of the data, the US and the UK and the European Union have now licensed it for people over 5 years. So the side effects will be there, but what are the numbers in comparison with the general population use.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. We're told that we've actually run out of time, so we're going to have to continue this conversation tomorrow, and so we will get answers to the rest of the questions. We'll also hear from Dr. Asedu Bekwin tomorrow on this. I'm so sorry, but we've literally run out of time. We've got more messages to come. Stay with us. We're back after these.
I can't get enough of this. Come right on the wave with me. The fastest internet on the globe. Say the safe line, yeah, I'm in blue. Make good time, my fine, I'm in browse you. Surf, 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 Lord. Surf, 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 Lord. Surf, Lord. Surf, 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 Lord. Surf, Lord. Surf, Lord. Surf, Lord.
Yeah, always online with my Wi-Fi. Connect your shit with the Wi-Fi. Always on track, never slow down. You can catch it from the outside. It's not one thing to me one side. No password, make you no shy. Me and my boys, they're safe line. Make you no say it's about time.
No network works better than Surfline. Gift yourself a Surfline device today and get 60 gigabytes free. Available in all shops and retail outlets. Surfline, better together.
These holidays, choose to be wacky.
Ooh, that sounds like fun!
Choose to be weird. Choose oodles of fun, adventure, and excitement.
Family adventure!
Choose to be awesome.
Ooh!
To be out there.
Y'all ready to get your trick-or-treat on?
And to laugh your socks off. It's your moment to choose joy. To choose to get connected to DSTV.
Wow, wow, wow. Hope you have heard, rent to own now in Ghana. The Flan City Extension Project Rent to Own Land and House Ownership Scheme by the Ningo Prampram District Assembly and its partners, supported by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and the UN Habitat, are right here in Ghana. So be smart, because where you trade and live really matters. Apply now and own a home or a fully serviced land. Wait a minute, don't forget to join our affiliate housing cooperatives also. Special offers last up to October 31st, 2021. Call us on 055 55 3300 or 0577 911101 and 055 7054 635. Website newaccra.city. Plant City Extension Project, shaping Ghana's urban future.
This festive season, if you get a nice plate of jollof with some fried chicken, it be plus, add a chilled drink to it and it go be maximum satisfaction. Charlie, add some ice cream, cupcake and milkshake with toppings. Then it be super. That be exactly what GoTV they offer you this Christmas. It be enjoyment so with GoTV Super Package. So much channels with different types of entertainment for the whole family. Aquaba Magic, African Magic Urban, WWE, Boomerang, TL Novellas, and more with GoTV Super. Make you get your decoder for 89 Ghana cedis and upgrade to GoTV Super using the My GoTV app and have a super duper brunya. It be enjoyment so. Terms and conditions apply. GoTV. Love it.
We all know the obvious. Diego Maradona's famous jersey was number 10. Lionel Messi plays as a number 10. But one thing that is even more obvious, winning is now easy. Stand a chance of winning 100% bonus on your deposit of up to 500 Ghana cedis. Register now on 10bet and enjoy more odds, more events, huge jackpot, and payments have always been fastest. Winning just got better for the bettors. Register now on 10bet.com.gh and stand a chance to win big with 10bet. 10bet for the better. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gaming can be addictive.
Back, and it's time to say goodbye. We are glad you were able to join us. We're back tomorrow with more. It's 10 o'clock though, which means all the headlines are with Hannah Odami.
And coming up in Joy Headline News at 10, the Health Directorate overseeing the Bukom area